Hello, classmates of 5342. This is Daniel Couch, and I'm doing my Project Management Tools presentation on Pareto charts. The Pareto chart is one of the key tools in quality management and frequently used to drive continuous process improvement. I chose this topic because I use these charts to display certain performance improvement metrics on my department's dashboard, and I'm excited to show you how they may also help you in your quality improvement initiatives. My presentation has 4 key objectives. Number 1, I want to define a Pareto chart. Number 2, I want to explain Pareto's principle. Number 3, I want to show an example of a Pareto chart. And number 4, I want to highlight the benefits of using a Pareto chart. A Pareto chart is used to identify the frequent performance problems that are most in need of fixing. It is essentially a bar graph that organizes data from the largest, most frequent occurring category to the smallest or least occurring category. It also includes plot points on a secondary axis that displays the cumulative distribution for the data set. Pareto's charts are based on Pareto's principle. Pareto's principle, sometimes known as the 80-20 rule, states that roughly 80% of outputs are caused by 20% of inputs. A management consultant by the name of Joseph Juran was the first to propose the principle and named it after an Italian economist, Vilfredo Pareto. Mr. Pareto first noted the occurrence when he observed that roughly 80% of Italian wealth and land were controlled by just 20% of the population. Examples of Pareto's principle in the HIM world would include 80% of customer complaints coming from 20% of identified causes, 80% of your coding errors coming from 20% of the coders, and 80% of your delinquent records caused by 20% of your doctors. As I stated before, my organization is really into lean management, and every month I report certain process improvement metrics on our department's dashboard. For this particular month, I was tracking non-compliant consents received by my department. This is the Pareto chart I use to display the data. As you see, all the possible fallouts are listed on the x-axis, and throughout the month I would notate each occurrence on a spreadsheet. Finally, at the end of the month, I graphed all the data into a Pareto chart that you see here. When you create the chart, you organize all the fallouts from the most frequent to the least frequent. Then above the bar graph, you create a secondary axis that displays the cumulative percentage for each value. My top offenders for this month were outdated forms and missing provider ID number, and they accounted for the most of my fallouts. So in this particular case, 20% of the inputs are accounted for around 84% of all my non-compliant consents. So for this month, Pareto's principle, the 80-20 rule, was almost spot on. I found that the use of Pareto charts is an effective process improvement tool. It helps me focus on the inputs that will have the greatest impact and directs my attention to the areas most in need of process improvements. It displays data in a simple visual format that is easily observed from a performance dashboard. And finally, it provides an easy way to compare before and after snapshots to verify that process changes that I implemented are having the desired result. In my previous example, the Pareto chart helped me identify common causes of non-compliant consents, so I knew where to concentrate my staff education efforts. Thank you for viewing my presentation on Pareto charts. I hope you find this information beneficial, and I look forward to your topic presentation.